Hola, bienvenidos. Welcome to Spanish Speakers, where we all speak Spanish. My name is Lucia, and today we're going to go over today's tip is about the attention that you need to pay to changing from yo, tú, él, nosotros, vosotros, o él, as in our grammatical people. The difficulty of the verbs is not learning the list of verbs, is then applying them in conversation when you need to be jumping from nosotros, we, hablamos, to hablo, I speak, to hablan, they speak, to hablas, you speak. And playing that game, juggling it, is where you need to pay a lot of attention when you are speaking. Therefore, the trick is focus on the ending and think, who is speaking? Thinking about yourself, you need to automatically use an O. Speaking about us, you need to automatically use a mos on the end of your think. I'm speaking about they, then automatically an N. I'm speaking about you, an S, or he, and a or an E, yes, we and is. If you can automate these endings, then you will find it a lot easier. Jump from one to another when you are talking to you, about yourself, about us, about they. Vale? I hope you enjoyed today's tip. And now we are going to start with today's lesson. It's about the structure of our verb. And you might be saying, and why is it important to have a structure of your verb? One of the main reasons is that when you want to use Spanish, practical reasons, and I mean going around and speaking to people, you need to have a sort of scheme in your head where you position each grammatical person, each person of your verb. It's I, or you, or he, or we, or you, or they, okay? You're following me? So, the structure of our verb would be a cross, okay? And in the top part, we put the singular, okay? And in the bottom part, we put the plural of our verb. What is singular? Singular is I, about me, one entity in the conversation, you, tú, because there's two entities in the conversation, me, who's speaking to you, and él or ella, he or she, that is the third grammatical person, because there are three entities in the conversation, that is me speaking to you, about him or about her, okay? And having clarity of where we position each person is key to being able to use our verbs in conversation, okay? So this would work like this. If I'm speaking about myself, yo, in present, we are always looking for an O at the end of our verb in Spanish. For example, hablo ends in an O, it is I speak. If I say hablas, it ends in an AS, it is you speak. And if I say habla, looking for an A on the end of the verb, it is he or she speaks. Notice that in Spanish, our S goes on the second person, you, in Spanish, tú, or usted if we're talking formal, okay? But I recommend not to worry about usted too much. Focus on tú, because in Spanish of Spain, here in Europe, we don't use usted much. We mainly use tú when we're speaking everyday Spanish. And because everyday Spanish is what we focus on here at Spanish Speakers, yes? Then I recommend not to worry about too much about the formal, because it creates confusion, okay? And it's important to keep things clear and easy and simple, right? So I'm quickly going to go over the singular for today. The singular part of our verbs would be yo, I, hablo, ending in O, tú, you, hablas, ending in an S, and él, ella, habla, ending in A, okay? For the verb hablar. And then if, for example, we use a verb like describir, to describe, we would say describo, describes, ending in ES, because it's a verb in IR, and describe, he or she describe, with an E on the end, okay? So we have two verbs, hablar and describir with ar and with ir, okay? With I, yo, we always look for an O on the end. Hablo, describo. Second person, tú hablas, describes. With an S, we're looking for an S for the second person. And third person, él o ella, he or she, habla o describe. Okay, so that is today's lesson, and remember that at the bottom of the video, like always, you will find the PDF to practice this a bit more until you become familiar with it. And now it's time to go with today's expression. Do you know what abrigarse means? Okay, abrigarse. In the next video, I will explain what abrigarse means. And for now, those of you that think you know what abrigarse means, please comment here under the video or use our Spanish speakers community board to share with others what you believe abrigarse means. And remember that if you go to the board, you can also find other students to practice your Spanish with. So now, no more excuses for not practicing your Spanish, because you have free access to Spanish speakers conversation. And I want to invite you to subscribe to our channel. If you like the video, give us a like or even a super thanks. And if you want to know more about us, you can visit our webpage that you find below the address, where you can subscribe and you will get a free gift if you do so, a basic Spanish course.